Hello, everybody, and welcome to Week 6 of the Vikings 2022 NFL season. I am once again coming to you from outside because it's a beautiful October day. I'm trying to get some of these colors here, but these box elders really need to be thinned out so we can see like the pretty trees. I'm not sure who I talked to about that. I'll have to work on that. Before we get into this week's game, which is in South Beach against the Dolphins, I want to talk about this week's beer. I had to make sure I poured it in a glass before I came out here because this is a stout. This is the Dirty Blonde Stout from Shipwrecked over in Egg Harbor in Door County. It's a stout. Let's see how it tastes. Skull, feel it there? That is Oh, well, first off, don't let my pause make you think it's bad. It's just weird. It's got a little bit of that stout bitterness. Nothing like a coffee stout or a oatmeal stout. Those are kind of pretty heavy and pretty bitter, and they really stick around. This has got a little bit of that kind of like finish. It finishes a little bit like a stout, but it's almost sweet. It's nothing. Man, I don't know what to compare that to. With coloration like that, you think maybe like a red, or I don't know, is like something darker than a lager, but it's so clear. Definitely, you wouldn't think stout. It's not as light and approachable, I would say, as a lager for a non-experienced beer drinker, unlike myself. But it is lighter than I think a stout. Most people who say they don't like stouts, they don't like the bitterness, they don't like the heaviness. This is lighter than that, but way sweeter than most stouts that I know. That's really good. It's really man, I don't know how to pin it down. It's just a good beer. Highly recommend it. I'm gonna set this down for a second. Okay, so last week's game, right? The Bears. Can't believe it's only been a week, or it's already been a week. That was a real nail biter. A game that started off with historically good for the Vikings. Cousins and Jefferson were breaking records for pass completions and receptions and yardage, and it was all looking great in the first half. Second half was the bizarro inverse of that. They were all of a sudden, the Bears were back in the game. They had the lead, I think. It's been a week now. What happened there? I don't know. But they got the win, and I heard somebody talking about how, obviously it's better to win close games than to lose close games. It's better yet to not be in close games, just blow them out and be done with it. But the NFL is a game of inches, and it's a trope, it's a cliche, but it's accurate. If you look at Super Bowl winning teams or even teams that were successful getting to the postseason, there's always those games that, they got a break on that play. The drive should have been dead, but a pass interference call that was questionable gave him a first down. The Dez Bryant catch in the end zone, was it a catch? Wasn't it a catch? Every season has those kind of last second, boy, if this had gone that way or that way. Out of the Vikings last season, was it the first 6 games were a field goal or less, or 6 of the first 8, something like that? And they lost a lot of those games, notably to the Bengals, who went on to the Super Bowl. It's obviously not comfortable for us to win games by, a last-second field goal or a team missing the field goal. It's nerve-wracking, but they're finding ways to win. They're finding ways to get those stops when they need them. They're finding ways to get those points when they need them, and that's probably pretty good. Silver lining, let's take it. Now this week, the Vikings are going down to Miami to take on the Dolphins, who have been riddled with injuries. Long story short, Tua, I think, is guaranteed out, and so I heard somebody compare him to Kirk Cousins. A lot of people don't like him, a lot of people do like him, and there's not going to be any convincing the other side that he's good or bad. He's had some good games this year. He's had some bad games this year. Doesn't matter. He's out. Teddy Bridgewater, I believe, is confirmed out, which means the Dolphins will be trotting out their rookie quarterback, Skylar Thompson. I don't know much about him. I know he went to Kansas, or Kansas State, I think. That's about all I know. So it'll be interesting to see how the teams match up. The Dolphins did beat the Bills. They're the only team to do so this year, I think. Right? Oh, man, I should really do some research. Pretty sure they're the only team to beat the Bills this year, which means they're still a solid team, even if they don't have Tua. The bigger question is, are Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle going to play? Because you put out a rookie quarterback. I think it'll be his first start because he took over last week when Teddy went down. His first start, and then you take away his two top of the league quality receivers. I do think that makes chances better for the Vikings to win. I also believe the Dolphins secondary is banged up, which means that hopefully Jefferson and Thielen could get rolling a little bit. This will be their last game before the bye, so it's really good. It'd be really good to get a win, keep the ball rolling. You know, it'd be really cool if they put together a complete game and didn't make us, fret down to the last minute. But as long as they escape with the W, we'll keep taking them. Next week is the bye, and then they come back, and I want to say, I don't remember who they have coming back out of the bye, but I know the schedule gets tougher coming up here very shortly. All right, 6 minutes is long enough. Thank you all for watching. Skull feeleth there. So unique. And go Vikings.